Today's story for all children of all ages is about Leviathan, the monster dragon. Meet Leviathan, the sea monster that's actually mentioned in the Bible. Next slide. In the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible says, on the fifth day of creation, God made the giant sea monster and all the living creatures that swim in the ocean. He also made every kind of bird. God looked at what he had done, and it was good. You notice that the Bible says that God made giant sea monsters like Leviathan. Next slide. Wow. Could Leviathan have looked like this? Next slide. What is your favorite sea creature? Could it be the octopus, the sea turtle, the starfish? Have you ever seen a clownfish? I have several favorite sea creatures, including the shark, the seahorse, the porpoise. But I think my favorite sea creature is the whale because it's so big and powerful, beautiful to watch. Next slide. What do you think Leviathan looked like? I wonder, could he have had 2 eyes, a huge mouth, a big red tongue, and a huge tail? I wonder. Next slide. Or could Leviathan have looked like this, with scales on his back and fins, and sharp teeth? Next slide. Here is a possible rendition of a very long Leviathan. Let's count the number of parts that we see sticking out of the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that's a long sea monster. Next slide. Or could he have had 1 eye, an antennae sticking out of his head, several arms, and 1 tooth, and blue to boot? Next slide. Now it's your turn. We want you to draw your idea of Leviathan, the sea monster, and you can use whatever shape you'd like. The square, a circle, a rectangle, or a combination. The point is, you decide what Leviathan looks like to you. Next slide. We'd like you to use whatever colors you really want to. Choose your favorite color, or use 1 color. It's your decision. Be creative. Next slide. Again, Pastor Jan will invite you to share your drawings during today's benediction. We want you to have some fun with this. So please do so. Next slide. The Bible says God is the maker of heaven and earth, the sea, and everything in them. Let us pray. God made the sun, God made the sea, God made the fishes, and God made you and me. Thank you for joining us today, and have fun creating your own sea monster.